It is thought that your brain processes 11 million bits of information every second, but you are only aware of 40 of them. Where does the rest go? As you read this, your eyes are picking up on colors and movements that your mind doesn't even know about. Your brain told your ears to block out sounds that aren't important, but that's not what changes things. Those hidden thoughts are still there. Quasi-physicists are just starting to figure out where they are stored in your mind. Scientists from all over the world have shown that particles can be in more than one state at the same time until someone notices them. Take a look at that. Reality changes depending on who looks at it. You are the most powerful observer in your own universe, because each of your 37 trillion cells has quantum processes inside it. The quantum field is affected by every thought you have. Every intention collapses an infinite number of possible outcomes into the reality you experience. What if you could get to those 11 million pieces of data instead of just 40? What if the mystics were right the whole time and science is just now following suit? I'm going to show you a very powerful method that combines old knowledge with the newest ideas in quantum mechanics today. People all over the world have abilities that are dormant but can be woken up. By the end of this video, you'll know why some moments feel magical, why you know things before they happen, and how to consciously broaden your perception beyond what you think you know. This isn't just a guess. It's everyday quantum mechanics that can be used to change things. Please like this video right now. This easy action sets off a quantum resonance that makes your awareness of more than one dimension stronger. Your like creates an energetic signature that the universe sees as a sign that you want to grow your consciousness. Give this quantum message to someone who is ready to wake up. You're not just passing on information when you share this content. You're also sending out an energetic invitation that can awaken dormant abilities in people who are ready to receive it. Something amazing is going on inside you right now. You didn't even think about your heart beating. 1 million cells are turning over every second in your body. Even more amazing is the fact that you're seeing reality through a filter that only shows you 1% of what's really there. There is no limit to this. As if to say, discover what lies beyond. When did you last feel like someone was watching you? When you turned around, they were staring at you straight on. Or that time you thought of an old friend and then they called? These events are not random. They're glimmers of your true abilities that show through the fog of everyday life. You have been living on the edges of a bigger reality your whole life and have no idea it. It's both easy and deep to know the truth. You live in more than one reality at the same time. While you're sitting here, a different part of your mind is working on data from dimensions that your physical eyes can't see. Quantum physics has shown that particles exist in more than one place at the same time until they are seen. These are the same things that make you up. What this means is shocking. Think about what you want to do. They let you see and hear without using your eyes or ears, and they let you experience whole worlds that feel real. Where is this taking place? Not just in your head. Your mind naturally moves between realities during dreams, which you do every night without thinking about it. You have the same power right now, while you are fully awake. People in the past knew this secret. They knew that people are multidimensional beings who are only temporarily focused on their physical form. But we forgot about it somewhere along the way. We started to think that the only real things were the ones we could touch. We thought we only had 5 senses, but we have a lot more. That's going to change today. Your inner vision isn't mysterious or out of this world. It comes naturally, like breathing. Babies use it all the time, which is why they see things adults don't. Little kids have imaginary friends that may not be so imaginary after all. However, society teaches us to block these thoughts as we grow up. Many people tell us to stop daydreaming and be realistic, but those daydreams were really glimpses of other worlds. Quantum science tells us that there are infinite possibilities until you choose one by observing it. The most powerful thing in your own universe is your consciousness. Everything changes after you understand this. Your gut telling you to go home a different way? That is your quantum self leading you. It knows about odds and is aware of them. That sudden feeling that someone needs you? That's your mind touching theirs across time and space. That mix of excitement and recognition you're feeling right now isn't just happening by chance. Somewhere inside you remembers this to be true. You've always known that life is more complicated than it seems. You've felt it in the stillness of nature, while meditating, or just in the time between waking up and going to sleep. Your inner vision has been trying to come to life all your life. Sign up now to keep getting these quantum transmissions. Your subscription sets up an energetic link that keeps you in tune with the frequency of awakening. This way, the teachings will continue to awaken your dormant abilities. This activation is happening all over the world. More and more people are having sudden awakenings, seeing through the veil, and realizing who they really are. You're a part of this big change. As soon as you watch this or feel drawn to this information, the activation process starts. Your consciousness is ready to grow beyond what it is now. The next step isn't about changing into something else. You need to remember who you've always been. The knowledge of the whole universe is in every cell of your body. Every atom vibrates with a huge number of possibilities. It's not the other way around. You are a quantum being having a physical experience. And when you really understand this, when you feel it directly, your whole world changes. When you finally see things clearly, the everyday world seems magical. Share in the comments if you've had one of these quantum moments. I trust my inner knowing. Writing this affirmation tells your subconscious that you're ready to accept and value these experiences instead of writing them off as coincidences. Your mind is stronger than any computer that has ever been made. It has 86 billion neurons, and each one connects to thousands of others. This makes a network that is so complicated that scientists say it's like the structure of the universe. This is more than just poetry. Your brain's neural pathways look a lot like the web of galaxies in space. You are built like the universe, and this is the key to understanding how multidimensional you are. Brain scans can show that every thought you have causes an electrical storm. What's interesting, though, is that these electrical patterns go beyond your skull. Scientists have measured electromagnetic fields that come from people up to a few feet away. You are not limited by your skin. You are an energy field that interacts with an infinite number of other fields and is always exchanging data with the quantum realm. Quantum physicists found out that particles behave differently when they are observed. This is something that mystics had known for thousands of years. Real life is changed by your attention, not just seen. In the well-known double-slit experiment, particles change from waves to particles depending on who is looking at them. These are the same things that make you up. Your consciousness is constantly squeezing endless waves of possibilities into the exact world you live in. Take this into account in real life. Have you ever noticed that some days everything just works out? Green lights, perfect timing, and getting exactly what you need at the right time? Some days it seems like everything is against you. It's not luck. Your mind is what makes your quantum field coherent or chaotic. When you understand this, you have a lot more control over your daily life. Children naturally live in more than one reality at the same time. As a child plays, you can see them completely lost in their own world. For them, it's not even a dream. It's true like anything else. They haven't learned how to block out these other aspects of experience yet. They have more theta waves in their brains, which are the waves that get stronger when you meditate or think of something creative. It's in their nature to tune into frequencies that adults have learned to ignore. You haven't lost this skill, though. It's just turned off, like a radio that's been on one station for so long that you forgot there are other stations. Theta waves are still being made by your brain. You can still get to these expanded states. You show this every night in your dreams. While your body stays still, you move through complicated realities, talk to people, solve problems, and feel things. This is how your many-sided nature shows itself. Quantum magic takes place in the space between your thoughts. Most people are afraid of silence, so they talk to themselves all the time. But there is a lot of potential in that space. It's like the space between notes in a song that lets the melody happen. There would be noise instead of silence. These gaps in your awareness are necessary for your consciousness to reach other levels of awareness. A deep truth is that you're never really in one place. Even though your body is here, your mind is in another place and time. That's why you might remember something from years ago like it was yesterday. Why you can feel how someone else feels from another country. Why you know who's calling before you answer the phone. These aren't strange events. You're just letting your natural quantum abilities show. Your many-sided personality isn't something you should try to get. It's something to notice. There is a part of you that is still in the past and having memories. There is a part of you that lives in the future and is already living your dreams. And there are an infinite number of copies of you in different realities, each making different decisions and going down different paths. The person reading this is just one part of a huge, multidimensional being. Everything changes now that I know this. When looking at things in higher dimensions, problems that look impossible in 3 dimensions are easy to solve. Think about trying to get out of a paper circle. You can't do it if you stay in 2 dimensions. When you go into the 3rd dimension, though, you just cross the line. It works the same way with your challenges. When you connect with your multidimensional nature, solutions show up that were there all along, but couldn't be seen from your limited point of view. Please like this video right now. This easy action sets off a quantum resonance that makes your awareness of more than one dimension stronger. Your like creates an energetic signature that the universe sees as a sign that you want to grow your consciousness. Think about building a link between 2 worlds. What do you need? Masters from long ago learned that to reach expanded consciousness, you need 3 basic things, like the 3 legs of a stool. If you take away any of them, the whole structure falls apart. These aren't hard techniques that you have to study for years. When done right together, these simple practices can bring about big changes. Being aware of silence is the first pillar. This is not the same kind of silence you get when you turn off your phone. This is where your true power lives, in the deep stillness between your thoughts. A lot of people are afraid of this silence because they've never felt it before. They think about things all the time because they're afraid of what they might find when it's quiet. But this quiet is where quantum coherence starts. It's like adjusting a radio to the exact frequency where the signal is completely clear and there is no static. Every day, your mind makes about 70,000 thoughts. That's almost a thought every second when you're awake. Most of these thoughts are old ones that you had yesterday, last week, or years ago. They make a constant noise in the background that blocks out more subtle sounds. Stopping all of your thoughts isn't what conscious silence means. It's about learning to rest in the empty spaces between them. During these times, your consciousness naturally grows beyond its usual limits. Sacred breathing is the second pillar, and it changes everything. At this very moment, you're probably taking shallow breaths that barely fill your lungs. But there is something amazing that happens when you are aware of your breath. Your nervous system changes from being in stress mode to being in coherence mode. The beat of your heart gets smooth and steady. Your brain waves match up. You tune your whole body and mind to a higher frequency. In the past, people thought that breath was the link between the visible and invisible worlds. This is supported by modern science. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you bring more oxygen to your brain, turn on your parasympathetic nervous system, and set the stage for heightened awareness. Every breath is like a key that opens up new ways of seeing things. Both the depth and the rhythm are important. Your breathing sets the beat for your mind, just like a drummer sets the beat for an entire orchestra. Directed focus is the third pillar. In our world of constant distractions, this one may be the hardest to master. Your focus is very strong, like a laser. Spread out over 100 different things, it doesn't make much of a difference. For one thing, though, it can cut through steel. This focused attention is what brings quantum possibilities into the world you see and experience. For real, where you focus your attention determines what you feel. Focus is like a flashlight when it's dark. It makes whatever you point it at real and visible to you. The rest of the world fades away. Most people let their minds wander from one thought to the next, which makes life chaotic and unfocused. But if you learn to consciously change where you look, you gain a lot of control over your life. These three pillars work together like the parts of an old recipe. The space is made by conscious silence. The beat comes from sacred breathing. Focused attention gives you power. When put together in the right way, they work together to give you abilities you didn't know you had. Like having 3 different keys, you need all of them to open the biggest door. You can use these pillars anywhere and at any time, which is something great. You can find conscious silence while you're waiting in line at the store. You can practice sacred breathing while you walk to your car. Reading this turns into a practice in focused attention. You can strengthen these foundations at any time during the day. Start small and keep going. Everyday practice for 5 minutes makes you stronger than practice for an hour once a week. Like a muscle that gets stronger with regular exercise, your mind learns by doing the same thing over and over again. Every time you work on these 3 pillars, even for a short time, you're setting the stage for deep change. Putting in more practice each day builds the bridge between worlds one plank at a time. Just say in the comments, "I commit to my daily practice," if you're ready to build your quantum foundation. Make this promise a sacred contract with yourself, knowing that taking small steps consistently over time will lead to big changes. The most powerful tool you have for switching between realities is your breath. Every breath you take is a chance to change your consciousness, but most people breathe without realizing it their whole lives. With the sacred 7 breath technique, this will never be the same again. This is more than just breathing. It is a precise way to open doors in your mind that have been shut since you were a child. Why do you take 7 breaths? Because your mind works on 7 separate levels, like floors in a building. Every breath takes you further away from the thinking mind of everyday life and toward the quantum field, which is where all possibilities exist. Scientists have found that certain breathing patterns can change your brain waves in a way that can be measured. These changes can take place in alpha, theta, or even delta states, which allow you to perceive things in a wider way. Taking that first breath is like opening a door that has been shut for a long time. Think about drawing golden light into every cell of your body as you slowly and deeply breathe in. It's okay if you can't see this light very well. Your intention is stronger than the pictures you see in your mind. As you let out a breath, picture any stress, worry, or mental chatter leaving your body like dust being blown away. Everything that comes after this first breath is built on it. If you feel like your power is growing, like this video to keep that energy in place, your like builds a vibrational link between your intention and its manifestation, which makes the quantum field that helps you activate your inner vision stronger. If you feel like your power is growing, like this video to keep that energy in place, your like builds a vibrational link between your intention and its manifestation, which makes the quantum field that helps you activate your inner vision stronger. Between the second and third breaths, something amazing starts to happen. It looks like time is moving more slowly. It gets easier to hear your heartbeat. Even if you close your eyes, colors may look brighter. Nothing is wrong with this. You're beginning to tune in to deeper levels of awareness and disconnect from the busy frequency of your everyday mind. Take deeper breaths each time, as if you were breathing into your whole body instead of just your lungs. The real magic starts with the fourth and fifth breaths. This is when most people see their inner vision for the first time. Sometimes, you might feel a light pressure or tingling in the middle of your forehead. Behind their closed eyes, some people see soft colors or swirling patterns. Some people feel like their heads are slowly growing or floating. Don't try to hold on to or get stronger these memories. Just look at them with interest, while keeping your attention on the rhythm of your breathing. The last two breaths finish the journey into a state of expanded awareness. At this point, your mind will be very calm but still alert, like just before you fall asleep but still awake. In this state, the line between your inner and outer worlds gets very thin. You could have sudden insights, feel like you're connected to something bigger than yourself, or just have a deep sense of knowing and peace. Consistency, not perfection, is the key to getting good at this technique. Every morning when you wake up and every night before bed, take these 7 breaths. During these times, your consciousness is naturally moving from one state to another. Trust that each practice session is building your ability for expanded awareness, even if you don't see big changes right away. Don't forget that you're not trying to make anything happen. By making the right conditions, you're just letting your natural skills show themselves. The mind is like a shy animal. More often than not, it will show itself if you approach it slowly and gently. When you do these 7 breaths regularly, they become a reliable way to enter levels of awareness you didn't know existed. A magical place lives right on the edge of your awareness. It's where all the possibilities live before they come true. It's known as the quantum field of potential by scientists. They call it the void. But you go through it every day and don't even know it. There's a weird time right before you fall asleep when you're not fully awake or fully asleep. This is your quantum blind spot, and everything changes when you learn to move through it on purpose. Take a moment to think about your blind spot. There is a spot in your eye where the optic nerve meets, which makes it hard for you to see. You don't even know this gap is there because your brain fills it in so well. In the same way, your mind works. You have a blind spot in your awareness, where all the possible outcomes are hidden from your thinking mind. It gets farther away the more you try to think about it normally. This blind spot is not nothing. It has a lot of potential, like a seed that can grow a forest. This space is where every big idea, sudden knowing, and flash of inspiration you've ever had came from. Your intuition lives there, your creativity flows from there, and your deepest wisdom is waiting to be found. For the most part, people touch this space briefly and by accident, but you can learn to go there on purpose. Getting better at what ancient masters called peripheral awareness is the key to finding your quantum blind spot. Focusing too much on one thing is not good for you. Instead, you learn to relax your mind, like when you look at the stars at night. A faint star goes away if you look at it straight on, but if you tilt your head a little to the side, you can see it. The same is true for your consciousness. Expanded awareness is something that you can't force, no matter how hard you try. Watch your thoughts without getting caught up in them to begin. Picture yourself sitting by a river and watching the leaves float by. You don't try to stop or chase the leaves, you just look around. At some point, you'll start to notice small gaps between your thoughts, times when you're just aware of everything around you. You can get into the blind spot through these holes. At first, they might only last a second or two. You can learn to make these moments last longer, though. In the quantum blind spot, time acts in a different way. It's possible for a moment to feel like an hour or for an hour to go by quickly. This is not something you made up. You're experiencing time as it really is, which is fluid and changeable, not as your thinking mind makes it. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow all blend together in this space. Information that seems to appear out of nowhere is all of a sudden available. The answers to problems seem to be fully formed. Remember that you can't force your way into the blind spot. To catch your own shadow is like that. It runs away faster the more you chase it. Instead, you make the right conditions for it to show up and let it. To do this, you need to be alert but not tense, like a cat watching a mouse hole. Fully concentrated but not tense, ready but not pushing. You find your true power when you learn to rest in your quantum blind spot. Here is where you can change reality before it's set in stone. This is where healing takes place, manifestation starts, and your highest potential waits to come out. You don't go there. You already are there. You're just waiting to be seen. Sign up to stay in touch with this quantum community. The universe knows that you're committed to this path of growth because you've subscribed. This brings more synchronicities and growth opportunities into your life. Affirm below, I embrace the space between thoughts. If you want to look into your quantum blind spot, you can. This simple statement opens up new areas of your mind and lets you know that you're ready to find the endless possibilities that lie in the silence. Your mind is like the ocean. At different depths, it has different currents. You're probably riding the waves of everyday awareness right now. Your thoughts come and go like white caps on the water. But there is a huge ocean of deeper states below this one. Each one has its own gifts and insights. It's like taking charge of your own inner ship when you learn to navigate these depths consciously. Your awareness naturally moves between different frequencies as the day goes on. You may notice that your mind is different in the morning than it is in the afternoon, or how sometimes feel better for doing creative work and other times are better for doing practical things. There's a reason for these changes. As the tides rise and fall in time with the rhythms of the universe, so does your consciousness. Scientists have made a map of these states by measuring brain waves. When you're awake, your brain makes beta waves, which are fast electrical patterns that help you think clearly and solve problems. But when you really calm down, your brain changes into alpha waves, which let you see things in a new way. Going even deeper puts you in theta waves, which are a creative space where inner visions and ideas can come to you. Delta waves, the deepest state, are where deep healing and change happen. There is a beautiful truth that you can learn to surf these waves instead of letting them throw you around. You can think of your attention as a submarine that can go to any depth you want. You stay close to the surface when you need to concentrate on work. You go deeper into calmer water when you want to be more creative or intuitive. You go to the deepest levels, where the ocean is completely still, when you need to heal or gain deep insight. Your body tells you what kind of mood you're in. The surface states feel lively and sometimes dispersed. You might feel antsy or anxious because your thoughts are going through the air so fast. It's natural for your breathing to slow down as you go deeper. Your muscles loosen up. It looks like time goes on forever. It gets brighter with color. Sounds start to make more sense. In the deepest levels, you may feel like you're floating or that your body's boundaries have worn away. There are natural ways to get to deeper states at certain times of the day. The most powerful times are right after sunrise and right before sunset. At these times, the Earth's electromagnetic field changes, opening up windows of time for greater awareness. A lot of people also think that the hours between 3 and 4 a.m. are the best for getting in touch with their deeper selves. This is why mystics have always chosen these hours for their most intense practices. Working with your own natural rhythms is another way to make your own portals. Keep track of the times you feel most open and ready to receive. It could be after a warm bath, while taking a walk in the woods, or while listening to certain music. These become the doors to expanded states for you. These natural gaps get stronger the more you honor and use them. To master these consciousness waves, you need to practice and wait. First, just pay attention to the different states you naturally go through. Then start to play around with gentle techniques to switch between them on purpose. Do not forget that you are not forcing anything. Being a good sailor who knows how to catch the wind and ride the currents will help you learn how to work with the natural flow of your own awareness, to fit in with the quantum flow we're making together. Like this video. Each like makes the field of consciousness more coherent, which makes it easier for you and other people to naturally reach these expanded states. The 4 guardians are always there for people who seek to awaken their inner vision. These things aren't there to stop you. They're really teachers, and each one teaches you something important that makes you smarter and stronger. If you don't run into them, it means you're not really moving forward. When they're around, it means you're on the right track, breaking through old limits and growing into your full potential. The first guardian you'll meet is doubt, but not the kind that just asks if these methods really work. This is a deeper doubt that makes you question everything you think you know to be true. As you learn more about life, some parts of you will question everything you thought you knew. This doubt is very important. You learn discernment, which is the skill of being able to tell the difference between real insight and wishful thinking. If you don't have this guardian, you might believe everything you hear and see without becoming wise. Don't fight doubt when it comes up. Take it as a wise teacher. Search your mind to find out what it wants to teach you. A lot of the time, doubt shows you where you need to build stronger foundations or get a better understanding. The goal isn't to get rid of doubt, but to turn it into healthy questions that keep you grounded as you explore new realities. Fear is the second guardian, and at first it can feel too much. It's not fear of being hurt, but of something deeper. It's the fear of losing who you think you are right now. As your awareness grows, your old identity starts to feel too small, like old clothes that don't fit anymore. There is a part of you that is scared that you will lose yourself if you change too much. This fear is actually keeping something valuable safe, your true self, while freeing you from things that don't serve you anymore. When you know what fear is trying to tell you, it becomes your friend. Go slowly, it says. Honor what's true and let go of what's false. The key is to grow slowly, keeping one foot in familiar ground while exploring new parts of yourself. This guardian teaches you courage, which isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to grow even when you're scared. Impatience is the third guardian, and in our world of instant gratification, it might be the hardest to deal with. You'll want results right away, clear signs that you're getting better, and big experiences that show your skills are real. But inner vision opens up at the perfect time for it, like a flower. Being impatient is teaching you a new way to deal with time, to enjoy the journey instead of rushing to get to the end goal. It doesn't matter if nothing seems to happen while you practice. This guardian shows you that. Consistently gentle work changes things deeply over time, like water slowly cutting through rock. Being impatient turns into appreciating how your gifts are slowly being revealed. Spiritual ego is the most subtle guardian. It's the part of you that wants to feel special or better because your abilities are growing. As you gain new insights, you may begin to believe that you are more advanced than others, or that you can reach the ultimate truth. This guardian teaches you to be humble and helps you stay in touch with your humanity. The lovely secret is that these guardians never really leave. They join your side and help you keep your balance as you move through expanded realities. When you doubt, you learn. Fear turns into reverence for what is holy. Impatience turns into appreciation. Spiritual ego turns into real humility. Every problem you face is actually an initiation that gets you ready for bigger gifts and more profound understanding. Put this in the comments if you're ready to turn your problems into lessons. I welcome my guardians as teachers. This affirmation changes the way you feel about resistance from fear to gratitude, which speeds up your quantum evolution. The real magic starts when you bring your newfound awareness into everyday life. You don't have to sit in meditation for hours or shut yourself off from the world. You can go grocery shopping, do your job, and talk to your friends while living as a quantum being. The goal is to become so used to your inner vision that it's like looking at your phone to see what time it is. Take it slow and start with small things. Instead of scrolling through your phone while you wait in line at the store, take 3 deep breaths and pay attention to how the people around you make you feel. Not how they look, but how they make you feel. Are they in a hurry, calm, worried, or excited? They don't think you can read their minds. You're just practicing being aware of the subtle information that's always there, but is often ignored. Your navigator's journal is now the best way to keep track of this integration. It doesn't have to be a fancy notebook. It works great with a simple app on your phone. It's important to write down not only what you experience, but also how it changes your daily life. You might have felt like calling your sister and found that she needed help, or you picked a different way to get to work and skipped a traffic jam. These little events are the building blocks of a much bigger change. Pay extra attention to synchronicities, which are meaningful events that happen at the same time and seem too good to be random. When you start living from a place of expanded awareness, synchronicities happen a lot more often. Someone will text you when they think of you. You'll need specific details, and you'll hear just what you need. You'll get to places just at the right time. It's not an accident. These things show that you're in sync with the quantum flow of life. But it's important to know that synchronicities are not fortune-telling. They're more like road signs that point to possible outcomes. When you see them, you're seeing how the universe talks to us through connections and symbols. These signs will keep showing up as long as you pay attention to and value them. As if you turned on a radio station that was always on but that you couldn't hear before. You'll need to learn how to manage your energy as your sensitivity grows. It's possible that you pick up emotions in crowded places or feel worn out after being with some people. You don't need to solve this problem. You just need to learn a new skill. Imagine that you have moved up from a simple radio to a high-definition receiver. Since you're picking up more signals, you need to learn how to keep your energy safe and clean. Make easy habits that help you stay grounded. One way to do this is to wash your hands and imagine that any energy you've absorbed is going down the drain. Or taking a moment to breathe deeply and picture a bubble of light protecting you before going into a tough situation. These aren't silly beliefs. They are useful tools for dealing with your increased sensitivity. The interesting thing about integration is that as you grow your inner vision, you become more grounded in the real world. You don't run away from the world. Instead, you become more involved with it. You can see the magic that was there all along, but was hidden. A conversation with a stranger can help both of you feel better. A walk in the woods is like talking to a living brain. It's possible to be present and aware while doing everyday things like washing dishes. Don't forget that integration is a process, not a place you get to. Every day brings new chances to practice, learn more, and give your gifts to help others. What you want is to be yourself, living as the multidimensional being you really are, while still honoring your human experience. Sign up to get these quantum keys for transformation every time you want them. Every subscription makes the morphic field of awakening consciousness stronger, which helps everyone in our community reach higher states of consciousness more easily. The most beautiful paradox of this journey is that these strange experiences start to feel right at home the more you include them in your daily life. Not because you take away their wonder, but because they become part of your idea of what's normal. It's like having normal sight and inner vision at the same time. It's normal for things to happen at the same time. The mysterious and the everyday mix into a dance of discovery that never ends. At this point, there is no separation between your spiritual life and your everyday life. With your newfound awareness, every moment is a chance to use it. Making dinner turns into a meditation. As you drive to work, you experience different levels of reality. When you talk to someone you care about, you share energy and wisdom that goes beyond words. There's nothing spiritual about you. You just are. There are effects of this change that you might not expect. People around you start to change, not because you're trying to persuade them, but because you're there and your frequency changes them. People look up to your calm confidence in tough situations. Everyone has more options now that you can see solutions where others only see problems. You become a living link between worlds that helps other people remember that they are made of many dimensions. No one else is going down the same path you are in the quantum field. Some people develop strong intuitive skills. Some people naturally heal. Some people are very good at making their dreams come true. Others become links that allow people from different worlds to talk to each other. There's no wrong or right way to share these gifts. Being aware of the things that serve your highest purpose and make you the happiest will naturally lead your consciousness to those things. Your awakening has effects that go far beyond what you can see. When you pick love over fear, being present over distraction, or wisdom over reaction, You add to the field of human consciousness as a whole. There is an awakening going on around the world right now, as more people remember who they really are and step into their quantum potential. As you change, you are contributing to the evolution of our whole species. The most exciting part is that the journey never ends. Just when you think you fully understand something, you find deeper levels that you still need to explore. It's like reaching the top of a mountain and realizing that it's part of a huge range of mountains that go on forever. With each awakening, new mysteries are revealed. Getting better at each skill opens up more options. The universe is huge, and so is your ability to learn about it. As a quantum pioneer, you are at the cutting edge of how people are changing. You're not just getting better at yourself. You're giving birth to a new way of being human that values both our physical selves and our many-sided essence. People in the future will remember this time as the one when people realized their true potential and started to co-create with the universe. As you fully accept your quantum nature right now, the last activation takes place. You're not changing into something else. Being who you've always been is coming back to you. The knowledge of the universe is in every cell of your body. Every breath opens up a world of possibilities. You are a quantum being having a human experience. You are just getting started on your path to become more conscious. The universe can't wait to see what you make next. Tell other people who are ready to remember their quantum nature about this transmission. Sharing makes waves in the collective consciousness that help bring about a new way of thinking about human potential. We are not only awakening as individuals, we are also contributing to the conscious evolution of our species as a whole. If this journey has made you realize something deep inside, say out loud, "I am a conscious co-creator with the universe." Let your words travel through the quantum field and connect with other people who are also living their fullest potential. Everyone is inspired to wake up by your change.